All right, everyone, welcome back once again to the Beefcast production. I'm your casting host, Beef. Joining me again is Snow. Shay, what'd you think of Game 1?
It was a good game. It was a close game. Like, we have a few more good ones in store here.
Yeah, I think these players are pretty evenly matched, although Sam, in Game 1, showing us that he is a pretty damn dominant force on a map like Antigua Shipyard there. That it's generally been somewhat weak for Zerg, showing us that, yeah, you know, every dog has his day. Let's get on into it here, though, on TSL 4 GSL Daybreak. It's going to be in the top right-hand corner, up 1-0, just 2 games away from closing this series out and taking home the 7 McGriddle first prize. He is Sam.
Looking to come back and hang on here in the bottom left-hand corner. We're in the red trunks, Protoss, Medke.
Oh, Medke. You know you want those delicious McGriddles. You know you want them. Seriously, though, if anybody knows anybody at McDonald's, corporate, something like that, if anybody knows Ronald McDonald...
I got Ronald over here.
Like, get us their contact info. We're looking for a little bit of sponsorship here for, you know, the tournament, Beefcast, maybe like a personal sponsorship, and we'd like to get everything sponsored in McGriddles. Perfectly willing to work for that as long as I'm alive. So... Anyway,
This would be a short contract. It's not a big risk, not a long-term risk for them.
Yep, very true, very true. All right, so back over here into the game. This is Daybreak. This is very much so a map that Zergs actually like. Everybody generally likes this map. Zergs is very much so comfortable on this, and Zerg and Protoss both are more often than not saying that this is their favorite map in current map pools. It's a very well-balanced map. Everybody kind of likes it, so I think we're going to see a good game here. The important thing to note, though, with Forge first over here and this pylon going to be going down, Sam taking this very seriously, pulls a lot of drones to deal with that. Going to lose a lot of mining time chasing down that drone, and so one pylon actually buys him quite a bit of mining time. Forces out those Fordlings, which should have been coming out anyway, but having to pull 7 drones off the line there, that's a lot of lost mining time. What do you think about that decision there, Shay?
As weird, especially the pylon was placed after the hatch had gone down.
Yeah.
So those were all totally a fear of I assume, a cannon.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you'd think by that time he could easily have the Zerglings out there to cause some havoc for it. So strange, aggressive defense there.
Yeah. I don't know, though. Being a Zerg player myself, I mean, you just do not want to screw around with cannon rushes. They are a pain in the butt. So
you see a third going down already here for Sam.
Yeah, once again, that probe not doing a very good job of blocking that. It was cleaned up there by those Zerglings. And so the Zerglings pulling their weight after all, not going to deal with the pylon and the natural, but they do manage to take out the probe. Make sure that that third hatch is going to go down, and we are very much so going into another macro game. Back at home for our Protoss player, looking identical to last game. 1 pylon, 1 cannon, 1 gateway, 1 forge, 1 cyber core. You might even call it a 1-1-1-1-1-1-1. 1 nexus, 1 probe, 1 zealot, whatever you want to call it. Completely standard forge fast expand right now. Taking both of those gases at home is our Protoss player, as he's going to be looking to go ahead and tech up relatively soon here. As always, though, we're going to be looking for these 2 gases right here, gases number 3 and 4, and both of those go down very early. So having those down at 6 minutes, this leads me to believe there's a couple of possibilities. 1, DTs. 2, very early High Templar, unlikely. 3, double Stargate play. So we'll see how this one ends up. The other possibility is heavy sentry composition that's often used in early 3rd expansion. So we'll see how this does end up playing, but I kind of expect DTs. Showing the macro prowess that he did last game, Sam has kind of forced his opponent. Just kidding, there's a Stargate coming down. Okay. So.
I had a Stargate feeling. I didn't want to underwrite you, though.
No, please do. Explain to me why you had that Stargate feeling.
Well, it was a feeling. It was visceral.
Oh, okay. Like it was in your gut.
Yeah. There was no logic. I just had a feeling, especially given that, you know, I really had nothing. I just had a feeling it was Stargate.
Okay. Okay, so the Stargate does come down. Only 1 Stargate for now, so this could be operated off of just 2 or even 3 gases but with a couple of more gateways coming up, he could be starting +1. Might want to hit like a 4-gate +1 Stargate timing. Who knows? He feels that he needs that extra gas. We'll see why he does need that extra gas here in the next couple of minutes. Back
He's
at home.
only 2 and 2 on those gases, by the way, as well.
Oh, that is a good point. So this is the same pretty much, a little bit more than having 3 gases. And back at home does in fact have 3 gases in each, and going up to 3 gases. So got a total of 12 workers in gases now. So we'll see why he does feel that he needs all that gas. Right now you can see he's floating a lot of gas and he's really short on minerals. So unless he really has a plan to use all that gas pretty soon, I'm a little bit questioning why he has all that gas.
This Overlord really giving his money's worth by delaying the Void Ray even more.
Yeah. Phoenix is going to be coming out here as a follow-up to this single Void Ray, so probably going to be going up to 4 or 5 Phoenixes. And once again, Hydra is going to be coming out of Sam as the weapon of choice to deal with this early airplay. I think we saw this earlier in one other game, working off a total of 3 gases right now. Roach Warren already going to be starting speed, and +1 ranged weapons going to be coming up as well. A large amount of saturation going to be coming out here on the 3rd base, in addition to both of the other bases. Right now, the drone count at 60 to 38. Once again, the minerals just kind of coming back to bite our Protoss player in the butt right now. Twilight Council going to be coming out as well, so we'll see how he chooses to follow up with that Twilight. Working off of only 4 gateways right now and a decent saturation, I just don't think he has the infrastructure to spend all of his money currently. He needs to start upgrades.
Seeing a Graviton beam here that's sorely missing. There it is.
Yeah, and so that Spore Crawler going to be going down there. Void Ray already getting a few kills there, but as that first Hydra does come out, the Void Ray is actually going to fall, and this is actually a huge misplay by Medke. That Void Ray did not pay for itself with only 3 kills there, a couple of those being Overlords. You just wanted to get so much more out of that guy, and double Robo going to be coming down here for Medke. This is going to be his transition, but knowing that his opponent already has Void Rays, or excuse me, Hydralisks, Immortals are actually really, really bad at dealing with the Hydra composition. One Zealot going to be making its way down the ramp here, sees that there are a lot of Zerglings and Roaches, and he wants to be able to push out, but he has almost nothing on the ground right now. A few sentries out there to be able to land some force fields, and he's going to have to make these force fields really count right now. Stalkers and Zealots going to be making their way in there to try to deal a little bit of damage. Behind this, Sam taking his 4th base, starting a macro hatchery, starting +2 weapons, starting drops and Overlord speed. Shay, do you think we're going to be seeing some serious drop play coming into the main here?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there just isn't going to be enough force fields to go around. There's 2 pretty sizable ramps. At this point, I mean, they're just going to be able to run in.
Yeah, I think that he might try to break the front, but barring that, I certainly think that there could be some Overlords dropping a lot of units in here, and some beautiful force fields do go down there, managing to save a few of his units, but he does lose a couple of those so valuable sentries. The Forge is going to be taken out right here, and the Zerg army looking like it might want to try to squeeze in there, but content with just denying the upgrades for the time being. A couple of Immortals going to be making their way down right now, and the Robo Bay has gone down as well. Phoenix is just kind of hanging out in the base right now, not doing any scouting, not doing any harassing. But with this Robo Bay coming out, that's actually going to be a really good counter to these Hydras, which is the primary component of the current composition from our Zerg player. But will the Colossus be out in time to deal with the drop that is most likely going to be coming here?
It looks like it's reloading up right here at the 4th.
He doesn't really have enough Overlords just yet, though. He's kind of at 10 Overlords right here, and that's still probably not enough. He needs just a few more. Maybe I could be wrong. Okay, I can't count.
Looks like he got them all.
I can't count. But the 4th base starting to get saturated here for Sam as he's continually denying his opponent, keeping the pressure up and making sure that his opponent is not going to be able to secure that 3rd, as the drop is going to be coming in. No observer on the field right now going to be spotting this, and this is actually just going to do incredible amounts of damage. The first 2 Colossi are going to be finishing up here relatively soon, but they need a buffer coming in here as the army is going to be starting to come back in for the Protoss player. He needs to get his units back over here ASAP and mount a defense. Those 2 Colossi are going to be very good at dealing with all these Hydralisks, but they need to get into a good position. They can't be killed by all those Hydras, and the first one does, in fact, go down. But I think these Hydras are actually going to get cleaned up right here, and this could put Sam in a relatively weak position. But there's so much DPS coming out from all these Hydras and all the Roaches. They're just going to force their way up onto this Colossus right now, and the Colossus does, in fact, fall with all the creep down right now, and another swath of Zerglings and Roaches going to be making their way through the front base, dropping down to just a fourth of his opponent's supply. Our Protoss player looking like he's in dire straits, and it looks like Medke is actually going to be GGing out of this one. We're going to game 3. Sam takes 2 in a row, putting himself within just one of the finals. Whew, indeed.
Overlord drops.
Overlord drops, man. Serious business. Serious business.
Well, we're already we're now already at elimination.
Yeah. This is going to be getting out in time for lunch, possibly after all. But a nice job there from Sam. We'll see if he has the moxie to really take it in game 3.
And Medke is offline. I hope he comes back.
Okay, well, I've been your casting host, Beef. Joining me has been Snow. We're going to try to get game 3 started here. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in the next game.